The North will come out and tell the world their directions. The North will no longer tolerate all these shenanigans from Tinubu's government. If I open up what my eyes have seen, every Northerner will regret their support for Bola Tinubu. But notwithstanding, the North will come out and retaliate in 2027. And if they think they can rig the election, then maybe there will be no country anymore. This is former SA. I didn't even know when he resigned. First, when did he resign? And I remember when he took over that appointment, I was so critical. I said, "What kind of nonsense is this? Why have these people caved to Tinubu's power?" Honestly, I felt mad, but obviously he has resigned probably because, just like he insinuated here, that what he probably went into the lion's den and saw for himself what is going on there, and probably felt he can no longer continue. He can't put up with such. He decided to resign. He resigned. Yeah, I was made to understand he resigned. Yes, right, Barrister.
Yes, about a month ago.
So now look at him talking about the whole. I remember honestly why they went for Tinubu. Anyway, I understand it was Muslim ticket. Honestly, why they went for Tinubu not for political reason, for religious reason. I'm telling you, it is this Muslim ticket that made the North support Tinubu. Honestly, and that is the same reason the Hakeem Baba Ahmed, who is the Northern Elders Forum NEF chairman, that's the same. I'm very sure that was the same reason, because for God's sake, I remember when they welcomed when they had they had what do they call it, a conference? Is it a conference, a debate or whatever, to present a platform for the three candidates to present their manifesto, to present what their plans for the country. And the three candidates, okay, Bola Tinubu was not there. Peter Obi was there. Atiku was there. And I think Rufai represented the APC then, a sort of. And we listened to these three people. For God's sake. Honestly, after Baba Ahmed and Peter Obi spoke, I just thought that the Northern Elders Forum, I thought they were because they were the most articulate, they were the most realistic, they were the most insightful and most intelligent, brilliant idea for the North and the country at large. I thought these people would do the needful, will be smart and wise to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, they decided to go with the one who was not even there. He disrespected them. And was not there. He instead sent his surrogate, Rufai, to represent him. So, Barrister, I don't know. What the hell is Hakeem Baba Ahmed talking about here? What threat is he? What can they do if Tinubu wins the election? What do you think they can do?
My issue with people like this, with people like Hakeem Baba Ahmed, is why we disagree with Tinubu's government. Whenever somebody starts acting on behalf of a body like, say, the North Way, I find myself distancing myself from that person, not agreeing with that person. What we need people to be talking about is Nigeria.
Nigeria, that is it.
The interest of a sub-region may not be the universal interest of Nigeria, because we know the regions and the groups are fighting to corner the national cake. When you start agitating for the North, I have problem with it. Because within the North itself, you do not recognize other people who are within the geographical entity of the North.
Yeah.
You do not recognize them. Even that itself shows the kind of mentality that you have. So I do not accept people who come and become ethnic or geopolitical advocates. That will not bring peace to Nigeria. It will not bring stability. It will not bring development. Unless and until we begin to talk of the general interest of Nigeria and Nigerians, we cannot make headway. And I will not follow or support somebody like him who comes and begin to boast that the North will, the North will, the North will. What if the other regions do not agree with what you think you want to do? They should have ever sat back to think that if the other region says, no, we do not agree with your agenda, Nigeria will come apart. So we should not be talking in those terms. We should be talking about how we can drive the country forward. That is the person I will listen to. That is the person I will talk to. Coming to the second part of the question, the North will do this, the North will do that. It is not a given that the North will take power from Bola Tinubu. I see no signs. I see a lot of proud and arrogant people from the North who have grown up, within that system, who have grown up. I mentioned it. Atiku has some of those traits. Who have grown up within the system that the North can do and undo whenever it pleases them, at whichever time they want. We have passed that stage in Nigeria. What they call the North today is not monolithic. The entirety of the Middle Belt, starting from Southern Borno down to Adamawa, to Taraba, to Benue, to Plateau, part of Kwara, even part of Niger. A significant chunk of that monolithic North will not agree with the upper North. So when they begin to proudly and arrogantly make those statements, they cannot deliver. And I have analyzed the situation of Tinubu now. If at any time the upper North say we are tired of Tinubu, the power must come back to us, the entire Middle Belt part of the North will not accept it. Let me give you that. They will not accept it. The Northwest and Northeast part of it, or the dominant sections of the North, Northeast, and will be on their own. And we have seen that they have never delivered the presidency at any time in history. Buhari used that formula on 3 occasions, and he never won the presidency. Got 95% of the votes in those 2 regions on 3 occasions, and he never won the presidency. These people should think and reason. Unless you join with other parts of the country, you can never make it. So let's stop this, North will do this, North is angry, North will do this. Let's come together and build the country, or peacefully separate.
Simple and short.
Anybody that wants to develop his place,
honestly,
this is just my view.
Yeah,
if we can come together and speak and talk in terms of Nigeria going forward, let us split. Let everybody go and do what he can do in his own place.
Honestly, you are absolutely right, 100% right, and I'm on board with you on this. Honestly, it's like you just took the word from my mouth. Actually, that's exactly what I wanted to say. That all this ranting from the North is just the arrogance of the North, the arrogance and the pride of the North. They always overestimate themselves. They see themselves as Nigeria. When you mention Nigeria, the North actually sees themselves as the real Nigeria. Every other part is just, it's when you say what are the parts of Nigeria, what are the people that comprises Nigeria, you just mention the North and the rest. That is the way they see us. That is just it. The ooze of arrogance and pride. And that is just the reality. And just like you noted, they obviously are overestimating themselves, that they do not wield that kind of power. They are just deceiving themselves. They think they wield. They cannot survive without other parts. Nobody, no northern person, political leader can win an election without the other parts of the country, especially the other parts of the north. Just like you mentioned. You mentioned the southern Borno, southern part of Niger, part of Kwara, southern Adamawa, all those line of entire middle belt or whatever. You think, are they not north? They are part of the north. They cannot win. Nobody can. Just you noted it. Buhari tried it 3 times. He failed. Yet they keep boasting and boasting and boasting and boasting. When I read this, I say, in fact, I was so mad. I said, what an arrogance. Yeah? What an arrogance. When I read this Hakeem Baba Ahmed said this thing, comment. Just, those people are just unbelievable. Yeah? They were supposed to back Peter Obi in 2023, especially when this Hakeem Baba Ahmed, his younger brother, for God's sake, was a member, a running mate to Peter Obi. But because of religion, that is one thing. And that is what have been killing the North. Northerner, in case you are a Northerner, either Hausa, Fulani, or Hausa, you are watching this program. Stop following your leaders who use religion, both political leaders or religious leaders. They are your enemies. Northern political leaders, northern religious leaders are the enemies of the Northerners. When I say Northerners, Northerners including the Southerners who are resident in the North, just like us. They are all our enemies in the North. And until we wake up, until the real Northerners, until you Northerners wake up to the reality and say enough is enough, honestly, the North will keep. Watch the entire region. Poverty. We say poverty is striking Nigeria. I bet you we have the poverty rate is so high. I think about 70% or whatever, below 70% live below poverty line. I bet you 80% of that 70% is in the North. I don't know, Barrister, can you do you have the same opinion with me? I don't know, we don't know the statistics, but based on
an overwhelming majority of
that is just the reality. Overwhelming majority of this 70% of below that are below poverty line are in the North or from the North.
There's no dispute. Nobody can dispute that.
Yet Northerners, they keep using religion. Every election they'll bring in religion. Yet their people, their people are the ones suffering it. You people have to wake up. Northerners on the street. You are a Hausa man, you are a Fulani man on the street. Average Hausa or Fulani man or middle class or whatever, you are listening to this. Wake up. Stop being manipulated. Stop being used. Stop being cajoled. Stop being brainwashed. Resist it and do the right thing. Put religion, any next election, put religion aside. Vote credibility, vote principle, vote the right thing. I bet you, why don't you try this? Honestly, if you people had voted for Peter Obi, we are comfortable with the massive middle belt overwhelmingly voted for Peter Obi. I believe with my whole life that Peter Obi won that election. If he had been president, honestly, the North would have experienced the biggest boom in their economy. A boom that would have trickled down to the common man on the streets. It could have reduced the alamajiris. It could have reduced begging in the North. Because he would have done what he promised to do. Utilize the overwhelming or the massive land mass of the North. And pilot it into full agriculture. Honestly. But here we are today. The North has become worse. Yet they keep talking about religion. The earlier you guys wake up, the better for you and your children and your children and children unborn. So that is just it. People we are telling the North, you can't do it alone. Just like Barrister Manta said, if you think that You are not that this thing is not workable. That it's only you can, or you are the only one that can do it. Then let everyone go his way. Let every region, every tribe go. Okay, not every tribe, every region go its way, and let us rule ourselves. It's so sad, so unfortunate, honestly, that up to now the Northerners are still asleep. They refuse to wake up from this foundational sleep.